Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's storytime topic is about a nerd. Now look, when I say the word nerd, I'm not talking about someone that just likes to go on the computer, likes to play some video games. If that's the case, I'm a huge nerd. But this dude that I'm about to talk about in this storytime today takes the cake for being the world's cringiest nerd, and I think you guys will enjoy it. Leave a like in the video if you guys do enjoy, and let's jump right into it. So today's storytime takes place when I was 15 years old, just about to turn 16. Now, 15-year-old Luna was just starting to get into YouTube. Now, I'd been doing YouTube on and off on other channels for a long time, but that's when I created the Luna channel, and I was first getting into this. And when I first got into this, I didn't really know how to deal with people that didn't like me. Now, listen, I'm going to give you guys the secret, okay? If you're ever on the internet, or you make content on the internet, and there's some dude tweeting at you, commenting on your videos, I don't know, posting on your wall, whatever social media it is, just ignore them. I thought for the longest time replying to people and, like trying to talk back to them would help. But you can't help somebody who's just angry on the internet for no reason. Like 9 times out of 10, they won't even be mad about your video. They're just pissed off at the world, and they're trying to take it out on somebody. So yeah, just ignore them. Now you're probably like, Austin, why the hell are you telling me this, man? I don't need your advice right now. Well, I'm just saying this because back in the day when I was 15, I didn't have that advice. Eventually I got it, but at first I didn't know. So I would just reply to hate comments and either piss people off even more or just make things worse. So yeah, one day I'm on YouTube, 15-year-old Luna, browsing my comment section, and I get this comment from this dude. And he's like, yo, dude, like this video fucking sucked. You sound like you're 10 years old. Like, come on, bro, like hit puberty first. And I was like, okay. So I replied, and I said some cringe joke about his mom. I was like, oh, like my balls haven't dropped, but they've dropped in your mom. It was some dumb shit like that, right? And that pissed him off. And he replied to my comment, and he was like, oh yeah? All right, let's 1v1 on MW2 then, since you want to talk all this shit. Ah, the good old days of 1v1ing when people had problems. So I replied to him, and I gave him my name. We added each other on Xbox, and we started 1v1ing. Little did I know that this dude was the biggest fucking nerd on planet Earth, and he was just trying to lure me into a 1v1 so he could get my IP address on his computer and then start doxing me. Yeah, if you don't know what that is, back in the day on Xbox, you could get people's IP addresses who were in your game, and you could just basically dox the shit out of them, get all their private information, get everything personal about them, and then do whatever you wanted with that information, whether it was posting it on the internet, or swatting them, or whatever it may be. So yeah, this dude basically just played a big fat trick on me, got my IP address, started to dox me mid-game, and about like an hour later after we 1v1'd, by the way, I beat his ass, after we 1v1'd, I get this message from him on Xbox with my full address. So upon receiving this message, I start to freak out. I'm like, shit, like, how'd this guy get my address? Like, how does he know this stuff? This dude's been a hacker all along. And yeah, I just quickly realized that this dude was a big Xbox hacker nerd, and I had no choice but to block him. So I blocked him on everything, and I tried to just shut him out and not think about the fact that he has all of my information now. And sadly, that wasn't the end of him. So fast forward like 2 days later, right? Nothing had happened. No pizzas at my front door. No SWAT team at my front door. My dox wasn't on the internet. I was really confused. I was like, what the fuck? Like, did this guy just dox me to scare me and like leave it at that? Like, is he not going to try and like do something more? Like, I was so confused. So yeah, a couple days went by and nothing happened. And I was really confused, just sitting there. And I thought, okay, I guess that's it. Like, that's relieving. I thought there'd be way worse shit happening. And then right as I have that thought, like maybe 30 minutes later, I get a knock on my front door. And I'm like, oh shit. Now, like I said, at this point, I was 15 years old. So yeah, I wasn't an adult yet. I didn't have my own place. I didn't really receive mail or anything. So that knock on the door could literally be anything. It could be a pizza delivery guy prank. It could be the SWAT team. It could be the hacker himself. It could be a package for one of my parents. It could be something like not serious at all. Who knows, right? So I get up. I tiptoe over to the door real quietly. I peek out the door, and I could see someone standing on my porch who I've never seen before. And he looked like he was my age. So I was really confused by this. So I opened the door, and I immediately realized after opening the door, this dude was not my age. He was probably like at least 3 or 4 years older, and he's like smiling at me. So I open my door, and I look at him. I'm like, what's up? Like, do you need something? And he goes, I think you know who I am. And I was like, what? And then I recognized the voice, because we were 1v1ing, and I heard this dude's voice. And I was like, wait a second. You're not who I think you are you? He goes, yup, it's me. You gonna talk shit in person? I just want to see if you talk shit in person. And I was like, oh, I thought I recognized that stupid-ass voice. I was like, you're that fucking nerd that I 1v1'd and obliterated, and you doxed me over it. And he goes, I didn't dox you over the 1v1. I doxed you over the stupid comment you left to my comment on your video. I was like, yeah, you were talking shit. You didn't expect me to say something? He's like, oh, so you really are about it in real life. And he like starts kind of getting like stanced up. And I'm like, how old are you, man? He's like, I'm 19. What about you? I'm like, dude, I'm 15. You want to fucking punch a 15-year-old? Be my guest. You want to sit in jail for a while and give me another story time? Be my damn guest. And he goes, you're not 15. You're lying. I'm like, bro, you're literally the one that commented on my video saying I sounded 10 years old. And now you're saying that I'm not 15? Like, come on, bro. Punch me. I'm 15. Punch me. And he's like, I don't believe you. So I pull out my school ID and I show him. And he's like, bullshit. And he turns around and he starts walking away off my porch. So yeah, this dude was like the definition of all bark, no bite. Like just talking a bunch of shit and then walking away. So I followed him down to the end of the driveway and I watch him get in his car and I take a photo of his license plate. And he looks out the window and he goes, why'd you do that? I was like, why the fuck do you think? It's to find out who you are. You just showed up to my house after knowing me from the internet. You stalked me. You found my address. You came to my house unannounced. No shit, I'm going to get your license plate on my phone. So I took a photo of his license plate. Then I took another one of the back. And I left. I walked back to my house, slammed the door, locked it behind me, and I went about my day after that. I walked inside, I waited for my parents and my brothers to get home. I told one of my older brothers about the situation. He then took the license plate photo from my phone and sent it to himself, and then he showed a family friend of ours who was a cop, and he ran the plates. And it came back as that dude's parents' car, and we got some of his information, like his last name and stuff. And yeah, what are the damn chances that this hacker nerd from Xbox was from the same hometown I was and lived nearby? He lived like 10 miles away or some shit. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, if there is a moral to this story, the moral is, I don't know, don't be like that dude. And also, the real moral of the story, if somebody shows up to your house and you don't know who they are, don't open the door. Unless it's some Girl Scout selling cookies, don't open the damn door. Even then, some Girl Scouts can be undercover. You never know. Some dude might be using a Girl Scout as like some fucking undercover spy. I don't know, man. I'm kind of just reaching at this point. But for real, if somebody ever pulls up to your house and you don't know who they are, just don't open the door. And if you feel uncomfortable, just call the cops. Like, seriously, don't open the door like I did and talk shit, because that was just 15-year-old stubborn Luna being a stubborn moron. And that could have gone a million different ways that would not be good. But yeah, luckily in the end, everything worked out in my favor. This dude never came back. I never heard from him again. And I think he realized after I took a photo of his plates that if he did do anything again, I would pretty much just be able to call the cops and give them all of his info. So yeah, he got defeated in the end, like literally in COD and in real life. So that was pretty dope. And hopefully he learned his lesson about trying to be a wannabe hacker, because you play that game, you fucking win stupid prizes. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.
I don't wanna look back, I don't want it like that. I've been going too fast, all the girls like that. And the fake ones wanna see my pulse go flat. And my day ones know I'ma pace on back. I don't wanna look back, I don't want it like that. I've been going too fast, all the girls like that. And the